There was an old grandmother who lived in a very small village with her modest family of 4 children and their parents, and she was loved by adults and children, as she knew many stories that children enjoyed every day. Stories and lessons from the grandmother's tales. As the grandmother grew older, she loved to take care of various animals such as cows, sheep, rabbits, and other animals. The grandmother would wake up early in the morning and go to the field to bring some grass for the animals she raised. After returning from the field, she would find all the children of the village gathered around the usual place to listen to the grandmother's stories. The grandmother had made a place near a large tree in front of the house for stories and tales. In the morning, the grandmother would tell short stories to the children, who enjoyed it very much. After the grandmother finished all her morning tasks, she would sit near the large tree in her usual place, and the young children would gather around her. After the grandmother made sure that all the children had arrived, she would begin to tell her enjoyable stories. Who among us has not heard the grandmother's stories that make all the children happy? Grandma's stories, The Sad Frog. The grandmother begins the first story saying, "Once upon a time, in one of the distant forests, my little children, full of many animals, dense and tall trees, and beautiful flowers, there was a small pond of stagnant water. A frog, whose name was Frog, stood watching a gazelle running in front of her very quickly, and loved her. The frog wished inside her that she could become fast like that graceful gazelle. A frog said in a very loud voice to the gazelle, 'Oh, beautiful graceful gazelle, can you teach me how to be fast like you, oh gazelle? You are very fast in running, and your speed is amazing, and no one competes with you in the whole forest.' The graceful gazelle stopped running and looked at the little frog in amazement and said, 'But, Frog, each of us is fast in our walk and in our lives, and every animal God created with special characteristics to be able to endure its life and circumstances. Believe me, you are fast like me, but in your surroundings and environment, you and those around you, and you should not compare yourself to anyone, my little friend, Frog. Beautiful like this, and you have your own special abilities.' The frog felt ashamed of herself and felt very sad as she watched that gazelle that continued to run very quickly. A frog said to herself, 'I want to be fast like this graceful gazelle. I do not believe anything she said about me. I am very slow, and I know that. I will never be fast like the gazelle. What a pity. I will never be fast.' Then the frog heard a very weak voice calling her saying, 'How are you, my friend? What is wrong with you, Frog? I see that you are thinking about something important that occupies your mind. You did not notice my presence and did not greet me.' The frog paid attention to the source of the voice. It was her friend, the little snail, walking very slowly on the ground as he was heading towards the large oak tree in the forest. The snail did not wait for the frog's answer and continued his slow walk towards the tree until he reached the tree at top speed. The frog watched her friend, the little snail who was walking slowly, and said to him proudly, 'I will wait for you at the oak tree, my friend the snail. I am much faster than you, my friend.' After that, a frog jumped a big jump. She was able to immediately stand by the big oak tree, and remained for a long time waiting for her snail friend to arrive. During that time, she felt bored waiting and waiting for him to arrive. Then, the frog realized that the gazelle was right and she was honest in her words that every person is really fast in his walk, but only in his surroundings and environment, and he must know that and not look at other creatures of God and thank his Lord for his blessings. The grandmother said that we must benefit from the story of the frog and thank God for his blessings, and not look at others. In the evening, the 4 children gather around her and she tells them bedtime stories until they all sleep, and she carries each one of them to his place. And thus the grandmother's happy day passes with the children of the village. I hope you like the story and benefit from it, and do not forget to share it with your friends so that everyone can benefit. Thank you.